What's up, guys, and welcome to the Mina channel. Today we are gonna be starting the review of Persona 5, the manga. This is gonna be the first volume review, and I will do this from volume to volume. It's not gonna be a full long video or anything like that. I won't discuss spoilers or anything like that at this point. However, this is the first volume, and I just feel like I can compare this to the original game as well as Persona Royal and the anime, and kind of I can get an idea of how good this manga really is compared to its original source and everything. So let's go ahead and check it out. So with obviously with this kind of medium, which is the manga, is a little bit different, which is from watching an anime or playing a game, because the game really just lets you have kind of like your inner voice and everything like that, and obviously the anime has a voice, so you actually don't have to worry about that. Manga is a little bit different because you have to read the character's thoughts, and one of the things that caught me off guard starting to read this one is how much inner thoughts we actually see from Akira, who in this is his name. Ren in the anime, Akira is in the manga, so that's his name as for now. A Joker, main character, he just goes through the entire of the first, I would say, like half of the arc of Kamoshira's palace. You see his persona awakening and everything like that, and it's really interesting overall because I feel like this really actually did a pretty good job as far as like skimming through some things that don't really add up to anything on the game. Although the game is really good in the first arc, I feel like one of the things that it does wrong is like it's so long and tedious, and there's just dumb stuff that is going on. They just don't really add to the experience or anything. For example, one of the things that they cut out is there's a scene in the game where you go into school to kind of get enrolled in school. The whole thing about the scene is they're supposed to show you that you're really disliked as the main character because you have a record now and people judge you based on that. So that scene is completely gone in the manga, and I think that is a good idea that it did that, because one, it's time consuming, and two, it doesn't really add to anything in the story. Another thing is the book is able to, or the manga really is able to kind of make a lot of it hints as far as what's going on and everything. They keep on talking about the accidents that are going on and everything, which obviously that's something happens in the game, but the manga is pretty consistent as far as like giving you these clues as far as what's going on and everything like that. I think it does a pretty good job as far as setting up the world and what's going on around it and everything like that. So that is really good. The art is actually very interesting. It's not Persona-like. It doesn't have the Tsujima look. Yeah, and I love that because it allows our artist, in this particular Hisato Morizaki, who is doing the art and the story for this one, to kind of have his own freedom when it comes to this kind of stuff. And he did a pretty good job as far as giving you the characters and kind of giving you a different version of Persona, and it does feel different. The art, although it does have the characters of the game, it singularly has its own flavor, and it does feel very different from Tsujima's art, which again I really like. I think the art here is really good. Particularly there's something about the eyes that they do in the characters which is really emotive. That's something that Tsujima doesn't do very well when it comes to their art. However, I do feel like the art in the manga does a pretty good job, especially I think the eyes are pretty good, and it does look even different from the anime, which again, not Tsujima's art either. So three different mediums and different kinds of artwork, and it still works pretty well, I think. Overall, I think I like it pretty good. I think the story pacing in the manga is well as well. I think a lot of the elements have been introduced pretty well, and I think this is gonna be an interesting way to kind of see how things progress from here on. Animated wise and everything like that, I feel like this one does a good job as far as like staying not very similar to the anime as well. Like I said, the anime does things different because it has a different medium, and everybody has a voice, including the main protagonist, and it doesn't rely on kind of having the protagonist go as its own, you know, you have the whole party and everything like that. This one does rely on the main character to kind of introduce things around. He's a new character, but he's observing things and learning things and everything like that. So different medium. I think the first volume is pretty good so far. I'm not gonna give it a rating again is just kind of discussing the manga and everything like that. I definitely think you should pick this up if you already read the story and everything like that. Although if you never played Persona and you're kind of interested in reading the manga, I think this is actually a pretty good introduction to it, because it does do something pretty good when it comes to kind of getting you the main points of the story, kind of pacing you through everything like that. I feel like if I had never played Persona 5 and I suddenly started reading the manga, I don't think I will be lost. I think that the manga itself does enough of a job to do it, and I think that's one of the biggest issues when it comes to manga adaptations from video games or anime, that a lot of them rely on the fact that you should already know the story enough to kind of have a manga. You know, so the manga is like additional stuff, but it kind of almost wants to rely on the fact that you already played the game or already watched the anime or something like that. This does not do that. It really just set up everything as if you were a new person starting the story and everything like that. So that is actually pretty good. I actually really do enjoy that a lot. It is something that is my pet peeve when it comes to books. Also, like light novels that come into manga, sometimes the light novel and the manga translation from one to the other one just gets lost somehow. But I think that this one was pretty well articulated and pretty well put up into a manga format. Very excited to see how this comes from the next volumes and so on. I'll buy the next 2 volumes in the next few weeks, so I will continue to give you guys updates as I read through this. I think volume 4 should be coming up pretty soon, but I think volume 3 just came out not long ago, so it'll be some time before we get the next volume. But we'll continue to keep you updated with all this. Thank you so much for watching this today. If you're new, please consider liking and subscribing, and I'll see you guys next time.